the wonderful, the smarvelous Julia Goldberg.
Smarvelous. Thank you.
A little side-by-side by Sondheim humor. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Fabulous.
Thank you. And what's up?
You want to talk about the bump on my head? Yesterday, I walked into a wall, and now I have a lump on my forehead. Then I walked into my door at work, and then while trying to leave the building, instead of opening the door and walking through it, I opened it and then slammed it on my arm.
What's up with that?
I don't know. It's like I'm trying to kill myself, apparently.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Very, very slowly. For this week, something about the worldwide internets?
Yeah, it's a story about net neutrality. Net neutrality is a movement to keep the internet equal for all people, and there's been some movement in the corporate world by various telecom companies, the names of which I am not allowed to mention, apparently. I'm just kidding. You know, Comcast, AT&T, Verizon, etc., to kind of give hierarchical preference for larger users, and some examples of them controlling content, such as blocking text messaging from, pro-choice groups, from blocking Eddie Vedder's comments during a concert about George Bush on one of their web channels. So there's a whole movement against, those kinds of limitations, and that's pretty much what the story's about, with some local people talking about their belief of why the net needs to be neutral and free for all, equal. So,
what's your feeling? Do you think it's all going to go the way of everything else? Censorship?
I think that given the times in which we live and the amount of corporate control and the power the corporations have, it would be really great if the bill that has been introduced in Congress that would at least have the FCC study the issue and make some recommendations would be good, because up till now the FCC's really had kind of a laissez-faire, let the internet be what it's going to be, and in a way that's been great, that lack of regulation. But the lack of regulation also means that you do have this possibility of corporations doing whatever they want to, particularly if you end up in these cases where you have monopolies or duopolies in the telecom industry. You don't have the kind of competition that you need to have to really keep things sort of on an equal playing ground. So that's what I think.
Did you hear about, in another story that's not in the Reporter, did you hear about
is that what I come on for? Yes.
The people of the Aegean Sea island of Lesbos are taking a gay group to court over the term lesbian, because they're saying that Sappho was not even a lesbian. And then I'm thinking, well, that makes sense. Dinah Shore wasn't either, and yet they have the Mecca in Palm Springs for the Dinah Shore Classic every year.
Busy in that head of yours, isn't it?
It's nonstop.
You're right. We did miss that story in this week's Reporter. I don't know how that slipped by me.
Really, just went right into.
I thought Sappho was like the first lesbian. That's what they taught us in elementary school.
Well, that was from back east, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see.
Part of the East Coast curriculum. Name the first lesbian. Yeah.
George Washington? Martha Washington. Anyway, I'm going really fast down that slippery slope.
You are. I can barely keep up.
Help me.
Even though it's apparently going to snow at any minute, we are starting to hit that busy summer season. So I'd encourage you to grab the Reporter and keep track of all the exciting things that are going on in town. Of course, we're going to have our Fan Man concert series coming up, and we're going to have our block party in June. Best of Santa Fe voting continues for about another week, so if you haven't voted yet, you want to get on to sfreporter.com/best.
Are you getting a lot of response?
Yeah, the turnout's been pretty good. But, there's some close races, so you really want to, don't think your vote doesn't matter like it does in real elections. No, okay. Totally joking.
No, you're not.
And, of course, this week we had Senator Jeff Bingaman announce that he would be supporting Barack Obama. And so New Mexico got a little more national play as the Democratic presidential primary continues, with people battling for every superdelegate that they can. So that was kind of très interessante.
Huh?
Interesting.
Oh.
That was very interesting en français. You know I speak French.
I hear it almost every day.
You know I speak fake French. I'm really good at
faux French.
Totally fluent in fake French. And this Friday, you really want to head out to Madrid for a 100-year flood show, which I always love to see them. And also, what they are performing with is a book release for Andrew Weiss's To the Last Drop. Those of you who like to hang out at the Mineshaft Tavern know Andrew as a bartender from there, and his new book is out that's kind of based on New Mexico's water woes. Lots of fun. So, and of course, if you look at the story about the fact that, to make way for the rail runner, they're ripping up part of the Santa Fe Southern line and selling off the steel, and they've also had some people come and rip off some of the rail, the rail ties. So that was kind of interesting. I hadn't really thought about what was going to be happening down there with.
People are stealing it?
Yeah, apparently people have stolen a bunch of stuff out of the rail yard during the construction. Talk to the president of Santa Fe Southern, and of course we're going to be on the Santa Fe Southern in a few weeks, aren't we?
Yes, on the Soul Train.
Hopefully not on the part of it they've ripped up.
We'll find
That'll
out.
be like the Orient Express. Called you all here because one of you is murderer.
And then we're going to have some chickens and goats go up and down the aisle so we feel like we're in Delhi.
I like goats.
And prairie dogs.
I do. I'm an animal lover.
Have you?
My favorite story in this week's Reporter is the column by Zane about all the road construction that's coming up because, freaking out about road construction is like my favorite thing. It's like my favorite thing to complain about. I've decided. Yeah. I just love it. I love it.
What is there to look forward to?
I don't know. I get caught in traffic and I'm like, I can't wait to get back to the office and complain about this.
Oh, Cerritos Road.
I got caught on Cerritos yesterday, like stuck between semi-trucks and crazy people and orange barrels everywhere, and I was like, this is life.
Well, you're going to be happy as a lark.
I am, because they are tearing up the whole town. And it's crazy to me. They tear it up, they put in medians, they take away, I don't know, they make these crazy kind of cutoffs and turns, and it's not better, and it doesn't help. I don't understand it.
It's like busy work.
I have never understood it. I don't understand the parking lots, who designs them. I'm just in a constant state of confusion. I go over to Zaffarano and think, was this just somebody's idea of a mean joke? A shopping mall over there?
Oh, yeah. I can't believe there's still a four-way stop. It's like the honor system. That's crazy.
It's crazy. And Plaza Santa Fe, why would you name it that? You can't find it in the phone book. You can't navigate it while you're in there. It's like, Sartrean.
The last bastion of chaos.
It is. Or the harbinger of death.
Same thing.
Ish. And, but not that I'm driving around a lot. I've actually been, I'm kind of working on a little car reduction plan for myself.
You mean you're going to ride your bike down Agua Fria?
Well, that's the thing is I don't feel safe about doing that. I barely feel safe in my car in Agua Fria sometimes. But I was thinking maybe kind of half bus it with my bike, ride part of it, something. Because I want to help reduce my carbon footprint. And also the gas prices they're killing me.
Yeah.
I had to go to Albuquerque twice this week, and I can't believe how much money I spent on gas. I went to Kanye West last Saturday at the Journal Pavilion.
Oh, so did the lunch lady.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It was she took her daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really fun show, but it was about 30 degrees for 5 hours outside, so I basically caught pneumonia. And it is crazy, the alcohol situation at the pavilion. I'm so used to Santa Fe where people are pretty strict, and if you go to a public event, you can and there's underage people, you can kind of drink in a little squared off area. This is, people can drink anywhere they want. There's 8 different alcohol vendors, and they were selling shots of Jägermeister. And I was like, nobody drinks Jaeger unless they want to get sick.
You're kidding. I didn't know that.
You could buy Jaeger and just go back to your seats. And there's kids everywhere. There was nothing that I could tell to really prevent you from taking your cocktail back to your seat and just handing it, to a 12-year-old. And in fact, in the bathroom, there were quite a lot of girls, I don't know how old they were, but they looked pretty young, throwing up and slamming into walls. Just oh my God.
Albuquerque is a different world down there, isn't it?
It was crazy. I was dressed as warmly as possible, and I still couldn't feel my hands, and there were girls there just wearing, they were barely dressed. And I was just like, aren't you cold? I literally felt like somebody's grandmother. The girl next to me, I was like, aren't you chilly? She goes, not no more. She was carrying a cocktail the size of my entire body.
I was going to say, that's why they weren't cold. It's the Jaeger.
But it was an awesome show.
Turn around, honey.
What?
Say hi.
Oh, hi. Okay, I'm going to play a song for you right now.
Oh, what are you going to play? Oh, will you play the new Death Cab for Cutie song? I actually kind of like it.
Oh, I just played that a little while ago. You and your ways.
You and your song list.
Here, I'm going to play Rock Lobster for you.
Oh, fun.
Okay.
I know how we love the B-52s.
We do. We love them more than life.
By the way, is that elevator broken? Because it didn't really seem like it was moving when I was in it, and it kind of freaked me out.
Oh, it might be.
All right. I'm not getting back in it then.
Don't. Julie Goldberg from the Santa Fe Reporter.